Hey everybody, it's Michelle with Live Life Whimsically. So I just wanted to go live with this morning and break down this video that I saw it was in the community tab on Nonsense's page. And this is one I kind of actually agree with, and I couldn't find it on Molly's page or any of the other creators. I looked and I didn't see it, but that doesn't mean it's not out there. I just couldn't find it. And when I tell people that there's so many other things that are disturbing that you could talk about without attacking this woman's looks or, whatever struggles she might have. This is one of the things that I think is really problematic. So I'm just going to play this video and I'm going to stop it at places where I think it's problematic and tell you, what I think. And this, like I said, I'm not an equal opportunity offender. And if I think that somebody's doing a good job with something, I'm not going to lie and just continue to go at them for something. But this was not really even her video. It was just a clip that she had from it, and she really didn't talk much over it. But this is one of the things I've been in Molly's chat when I've seen things like this happen before. Mostly with ageism, though I've not really seen. I have heard some racist comments and stuff, but you know how it is, and so there's just, I don't know. This kind of bugs me, so we'll play it and I'll show you. Okay.
Hey everyone, we're back with a follow-up to the last video, 2 in a day. This video ties into the last one, so if you have not watched my last video, this might not make much sense or why I'm addressing this.
Also, I'm not going to speed it up because it is sped up. I think when it goes into the actual video. If it isn't, I'll speed it up then, but it's only 20 minutes.
Topic in relation to the Marvon McRae situation. The upcoming clip deserved its own video. The amount of embarrassment I felt in this video and horror as I watched this clip. Many were unaware that Molly Golightly herself was who brought up race in regards to the Marvon McRae situation and case. Molly tried to get this discussion going 10 days previous to this, if not sooner. But now it seems like as soon as Black creators, specifically Black female creators, are involved, she wants to shut down that narrative. I'm going to post the next clip. Please understand it is kind of triggering for some people. So this is your trigger warning. Also, as you're watching this next clip, it is a little bit lengthy, like I said. But while you're watching it, please keep in mind that Molly Golightly was the one to introduce the topic of race to the Marvon McRae situation. Yes, he is a...
So I don't know exactly what that part means, and that's not really what I'm here to talk about. And I'm just playing it in its full because I don't want anybody to think that I screwed around with this video. Even if I knew how, I wouldn't do that. But I'm just playing it from the beginning.
Black man, but she specifically brought up the topic of race while his mother was on the phone and on the panel with her. And this is the night after her attack on Sherelle. She had attacked Sherelle's world the night before, and this was the follow-up to that. Form your own opinions, but these are facts of the case. She has tried to shut this topic down ever since it's been picked up by other Black creators. But why is she trying to shut that down? It almost seems that it's only relevant if she brings it up. If you do want to watch the full video that this clip is from, you can find that on...
I don't know if I feel that way, but I have opinions.
Molly Golightly's channel. It is from July 21st. Also, the people in the video are Queen Tulsa, Molly Golightly, LB, and Justice for All, aka Justin. You can find their links in the description of this video. Remember, these are just puzzle pieces. We're just piecing them all together. Again, I'm not going to interrupt the video because I think it's better to see it in its entirety.
This is probably going to ruffle a lot of people's feathers, but I'm just going to say it anyway.
Uh-oh. That's always fun, but that starts out.
Yes. I feel like race had a lot to do with it. I feel like she used his past experience because he did, I guess, allegedly try to unalive himself in the past. And really, this is how I'm looking at the story. She wanted control over him so bad. You could tell in their conversations, even the arguments that they were having, you could just tell that she was more dominant. And all those
Ms.
Oh,
Tulsa, can you hold that thought for one quick second?
Uh-huh.
Miss Letitia has put up a 7 minutes ago. Last I heard, she was in the hospital visiting her son. She said 7 minutes ago on Justice for Vaughn. First, I want to say how happy I was yesterday that I got to see my son. It was one of the best days I've had in a long time. I want to thank everyone that helped with making that possible. Tonight, I think we need to address the drama that's going around that's putting a damper on my son's story. I'm asking that everyone just stop. It's unnecessary, and I'm asking everyone involved to just stop. This is about Marvon. Nothing more, nothing less. Let's put our focus where it belongs and not on the drama. Let's stop letting people get us out of character.
I agree.
I thank all of you, and I pray that we can get back on course of getting justice for my son. Yeah.
Amen. Absolutely.
I agree.
I'm
Yeah,
so glad I feel like she
I
put that
agree
out
as
at the best time.
Yeah, at the best time. And the thing is I just like Justin said, we're not even going to talk about anything that's just has
Distracting
nothing to
from the
do with
story.
trying to
I
help.
think Marissa was very triggered last night. I think, and she
I had every right to be.
you
in a way.
did have every right to be, of course.
But you
But
brought me down. You talked to me. You brought me down,
yes,
and I
yes,
apologize.
absolutely. And
And
I just
I don't
think
wanna
I just
argue
think it needs to
with
be done. Like, no,
It
you
is
just don't
done.
need to mention
Totally
it.
done.
Yes.
Totally done. Names are now blocked from the chat.
Oh, good.
I
That's awesome, yeah.
blocked
That's great.
the names from the chat. I have been here trying to do my best to somehow be just helpful in some way to help these people that are in the Facebook groups.
Can I
You're
step in right
right.
quick?
It has nothing to do with race. I'm shocked that it ever got to that point. I don't feel that way. Like I said, I think it was more of a sex, a male female thing. I do.
wow.
I think it's
Well,
because
Well, we're not even going to go into that, and we're not going to give it any more light.
No, that's
How
just-
I found out about the story is because you were talking about it. And yes, I picked up the story, and I feel like everybody, if you want to do a due diligence, definitely report on it.
Mhm.
But we don't want to take the focus away, like his mom said. We don't want to take the focus away of getting into it with somebody. We are here for a
No.
cause. Let's be here for that cause to make a difference. We're fighting. How are we getting anywhere? If we're going to be fighting, we need to be fighting for him and his rights.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
But yeah, that police station, they dropped the ball. And this is
They
what I want
totally
to say.
dropped the ball.
Yeah. And I felt like her privilege got in the way of that. If it was a black woman and that was a white man, they would have immediately took her in. If she's doing all this stuff on social media, and a lot of people won't agree, but there are two different justice systems. There's different types of treatments there's different types of treatments in hospitals that black people get.
As far as like incarcerations and stuff, you're absolutely right. There's more African Americans incarcerated.
Someone said she's Latina. She's a minority, right?
her last name's Rodriguez, so she's got to be.
She's Latin, I think. I mean, I'm
Latina.
not trying to take away
Latina.
from what you're saying. Someone posted on the chat. So, does she have the look?
Oh, it
The
doesn't matter what
aesthetic
they're
of a
saying
Latina?
because they're not up here
Probably.
talking.
Well, that's so rude though, because they are in the chat, and I think everybody's comments matter. Like I want to be respected in what I say and what my thoughts are, and I want everybody else's to. People in the chat, I think they matter just as much.
Well,
as
if they want to have
anybody else
engagement,
talking.
I would say just come up.
Well,
I want to say,
not
El, what's the
everybody-
way to get it?
Not everybody
El,
wants to get on
can you
camera.
slow it down,
though.
sis?
I'm
Why
not
are you
speaking-
Why are you
no,
so
but-
amped up? You're amped up, like you're coming for me.
She's not amped
No,
up. though.
no, no,
She's
not at
really-
all.
Okay,
She was amped up. She was triggered by that comment, in my opinion, because instead of actually just listening to what Queen Tulsa was trying to explain, her experience as a black woman or person, I don't know how they identify. None of us who are white presenting can even fathom what these people go through. And so to try to diminish from what she's saying, and Dre is Latina, but she could also pass as white. And sometimes you can't tell if a person is of European descent or if they're a black person. I am Greek, and people think that it depends on who I'm standing with, the chameleon kind of thing. I can be with white people and people think I'm white. I can be around Greeks and they think I'm Greek. I can be around Italians and they think I'm Italian. I can be around Hispanic people and they think I'm Hispanic. So, when a person who has lived this struggle and everything this person has said, Queen Tulsa, so far is correct. Blacks are incarcerated at a higher rate than their white counterparts. Even when you do it per capita, they do not get the same medical care that a white person would receive in the hospital. They're dismissed as not, being honest about whatever it is that's going on with them. We don't understand the struggle. And when a person of a minority, just like if somebody tells me that I can't, I don't understand a female struggle or men struggle more than females struggle. that they don't get to tell me what my experience was. You know what I mean? So we don't get to tell a minority what their experience was. And right here, this was bad form. What should have happened right then and there was, instead of doubling down and trying to bring up reasons for why you think you're right, all of these creators here should have looked at Queen Tulsa and said, you're absolutely right, or kept their yap shut if they didn't agree. You know what I mean? This was really horrible. This is where I started going, oh my gosh, this is terrible.
Listen,
No,
let me just say this. As a
don't
Black
really get
woman, I feel
into-
like you're attacking.
And she's talking over Queen Tulsa, not even letting Queen Tulsa get it in, because this bothered Elle so much that she couldn't even let this person explain their experience to them.
Me. I feel like you're attacking me at this point. You're over talking me. And what I said was, this is how I feel. I can't be racist. Black people can't be racist.
Oh, yes, they can.
But no, they can't.
Yes,
Black
I don't
people
like talking
cannot
about
be,
race.
we can be prejudiced, but we cannot be racist, my love. We can be prejudiced, but we can't be racist. And I think that's the problem. I think that's the problem with people with no color. They want to discredit what Blacks go through. Y'all don't live in fear going out every day because
Yes,
of your skin color.
I do.
Because of your skin color, you feel
Yes.
afraid?
Yes.
Such garbage, in my opinion. It never occurred to me that people were afraid to go out just because of the color of their skin until I really started hanging around with people that were of color. So bull. No, I'm sorry. I call bullshit.
What
You
do
don't
you?
feel afraid, Marissa, for your skin color.
Oh wow, that is
Absolutely.
nonsense. I'm calling bullshit. Molly, we can engage, but I'm calling bullshit on that.
But guess what? I just played a mind trick. I sound just as foolish by saying that, because the truth is, I don't like the fact that African American people live in fear of being pulled over by the police. I don't like that. But a lot of times these things are happening because some African Americans are running away from them, going on the chase.
Wouldn't you run if systematically you're sitting in the car, your hands are up, and police are shooting you in front of your girlfriend and your children, standing on your neck while you're screaming for your mother, selling cigarettes in front of a store? Give me a freaking break, dude. Of course they run.
Cases, blah, blah.
Are you supposed to be shot when you are running away? So you're justifying these shootings when they are running
No.
away with no weapons in their hand and they still
No,
get
I
shot?
think that when a cop
When you're sleeping in your bed and they break into the wrong apartment and they kill you dead, why would you? Of course, why? I'll trust the police and do some history on who the police are and what they were set up for in the United States. It'll blow your mind to find out that it was completely done so that they could capture slaves back in the day when the South and the North were fighting with each other. It's such bullshit to live in a place of privilege and not accept that you live in that place of privilege and not even try to understand. Nobody's saying that because you get it, that makes that you are part of what the problem was 260 years ago or whatever. But we can't escape it if we keep sticking our heads in the sand and saying that, we have no part in any of this, because then you end up with shit like what's going on in Florida, where you can't even say gay, or teachers are being told they're going to be prosecuted with felonies and fined for talking about race relations in the United States. The fact of the matter is that our founding fathers were racist pricks. And because that is what is woven into the fabric of the United States, unless we actually discuss it, and look at Germany for a really good I don't know what the word is I'm trying to say, but the German people try to put a Nazi flag up and tell me what will happen to you there. They have learned from their mistakes. They don't celebrate Hitler and Mengele and have statues of them up everywhere. I'm going a little bit off a topic here, but the reason they pull those statues down is because the South, when it wanted to secede from the United States, was an actual other country who fought us and lost. They are traitors and losers of a war. Why do we have schools and streets and counties and statues and monuments up to a bunch of people that tried to overthrow the United States. See, that's the thing. And because that systematic racism is interwoven into the fabric of who we are, until we take a good hard look at it, just like when you have an addiction, you have to admit that there's a problem before you can fix it and not pretend that there is no problem.
No, if you're running away, you shouldn't be shot.
Okay, but listen, we're not
This is gonna
talking
go- this is gonna go
about
chaotic.
police brutality. We're not
Not
talking about
George.
police brutality. We're talking about Marvin.
Listen, yes, we're going to talk about
Yes,
Marvin.
absolutely.
It
Yeah,
seems
let's talk
like-
about Marvin. His
Y'all are
mom
getting
just made a
butthurt when
post.
I'm speaking.
His mom just made a post about not having drama. Like, I understand
Yes.
people are
When
mad
a
about
black woman is
injustice.
speaking
Like,
her
I get it.
piece, y'all have no understanding. It could have been me. It could have been me. My people been getting taken up out of here for so long. I should be this outraged, and I'm so embarrassed that y'all aren't outraged.
I think that's why we're here. I think that's why we've been putting our time and effort.
We're
And
outraged.
I put-
Elle, speak for
We are
yourself. Stop
outraged.
speaking
No.
for the group.
no,
Speak
I'm
for yourself, love.
well, it's obvious. We put.
Speak for
speaking all
yourself.
of us.
I'm not talking about
speaking for
everybody
Molly.
else.
I'm speaking for Molly and Justin and me. I
No,
know
you
how
need
many
to speak for
hours.
yourself. They're adults and they can handle
Okay,
their
I'm
own
outraged.
No,
Molly's outraged.
I can. Yeah, we're outraged because I've heard them say it, and I've seen the time and the effort they put towards this story to get it out. So I can say they're outraged. I can say I'm outraged.
Man, we need
I spent hours on this
I
story.
want you to focus.
I spent hours and hours on this story because
on
I'm
you.
outraged and I want to see him get
They can
justice.
tell me what
Goddess, you're talking over
they're
her.
outraged.
You're talking over her. She
We
didn't-
honestly,
No.
let's get back to Vaughn. Let's get back to the story. Let's talk about what we were talking about when it came to that day. I think the title is That Day. Let's talk about what doesn't make sense in this police report.
Oh my God.
Well, when y'all were watching her on that live video, y'all should have been calling the No Protective Services and y'all should have been ringing up 911. Y'all were all over there. Click what don't Marvin. When we see something, we need to say something. Silence is violence. I'm outraged. I am outraged.
I never saw Dre before this.
That could
story.
have been my
I never
brother.
saw her before
That
this
could-
story,
I
so
wasn't
couldn't
done.
have. Well, when I
Oh,
started
that could
speaking,
have
been-
when I
She's
started
just
speaking,
being rude
yes,
and not
because you
respectful.
weren't. She wasn't speaking when
I
I
don't do
started
that
speaking.
often,
She's-
Elle.
she's
I
not
don't do this
respectful.
often, but she's talking about 15 different
I don't know if they dumped her or if she dumped herself. That was so disturbing to me, all of that.
Things.
subjects that
And now we're going to justify.
are that
And I'm going to tell you this:
to
she went on
all
Sherelle's channel the other
races.
day and was really negative about us on here. And I knew that when she came on panel, and I was very polite to her. Like, I understand,
can't
but
do
here's
it.
the thing: I was pulled over by 4 cops and had guns put in my face. I spent the night in jail. You don't hear me making a big scene and saying it's, I get it. Like, I have sympathy for everybody that has injustice. Like, I can sit here and say things are wrong in America. There's bad apples in every department out there. When it comes
Absolutely.
to hospitals, when it comes to police officers, doesn't mean they're all bad. No, it doesn't. But I can't stand for any injustice, not at all. I don't care what color that your skin is. I will not stand for it. If I see a black young boy being picked on,
That's not the point. The point is you come from a place where you cannot understand what oppressed people have been through. You cannot. Neither can I, because it has not happened to us. I mean, maybe as females, we've had some stuff go on at the hands of other dudes and even some women. But you cannot, as a white person, understand the struggles of our black and brown brothers and sisters. You cannot. It's impossible. So when they tell you that what you're saying or doing is racist, you have to defer to them. You have to.
you bet your butt I'm going to get up and I'm going to say something.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
nobody's going to come in here and tell me that I'm racist or I'm doing something to you because of blah, blah, blah. I don't give a damn, woman. I don't give a damn. Like, I know what I stand for. And she's the one that came in here with the disrespect. It wasn't us. We sat there and we listened and we
Nope, sorry. It's disrespectful when you look at a person who has lived an oppressed life, whose parents lived an oppressed life, whose grandparents have lived an oppressed life throughout history, and you're trying to tell them that you don't agree with what they're saying, that's rude.
we listened and we listened and we tried to be respectful. She said I got loud with her. No, I didn't. This is the first time I got loud on
She did get loud.
this panel. I rarely get loud. I didn't get loud with her and I didn't interrupt her. She came here with a mission
She did interrupt her.
and it was to be rude.
Yeah.
So bye. See you later.
And then Molly with the mind trick. They all should have just deferred to it and it would have been over and they could have got right back on topic. So like I said, I don't know if they threw her off or what happened, but she's obviously not here and now cannot defend herself while they're all going to talk shit. You see what I'm saying?
Sorry, you guys.
Don't be sorry. You,
And Justin, I don't know how you just sit there and let that go down. I mean, I don't know, whatever.
I think that there's a lot of pent up anger for the things that she's talking about. Tulsa was talking and bringing up is a wide spectrum,
Mhm.
and we really are here for justice for Marvin. And I really was hoping that when we talk about the police department and Yuma's police department and lack thereof with this police report, is I was really hoping that we could kind of, if we were going to go that route, is talk about the defunding of police and why there is such an injustice with that defunding, which means
Molly.
that there's so little cops.
Someone said that the other day. Someone was
It was
in there.
me.
They said, well, someone in the chat said, I'm from you.
Such ignorance because you don't understand what defunding the police actually means. If you take your face away from propaganda news and you listen to what they're really trying to do, there are things that you need police officers for, and there are things that you don't. And our police officers are really undertrained when it comes to domestic violence situations or mental health issues. And so what they want to do with defunding the police is just add to the police department actual peace officers that go in and help people that are in a mental health crisis. But I believe, and this is just my opinion, that if you did that, what you would see is just the horrible lack of healthcare, even more than what we already see that we have in the United States, that people that are mentally ill or people that are, they're not violent, they're homeless, they're whatever they are. That's what the defunding the police is all about, is getting people in there in those roles in the police department that don't go out to arrest people, but to try to give aid to people who might be in need.
In their police department, they're under.
I called.
If you're actually still with me and got through that, let's discuss this. The first thing I have to mention is, Justin, what are you doing? Not once did you correct Molly or Elle for over-talking Queen Tulsa. Not once.
Exactly. I agree with that.
But as soon as Queen Tulsa interrupted Elle, you tried to stop that and
Yep, he did that.
corrected her. Why on earth did you let her disrespect Queen Tulsa the entire time and you not stick up for her? That instantly stood out to me and is odd.
Queen Tulsa starts out respectful, but Molly interrupts her with Letitia's message.
Does anybody else find when she reads text messages, it's really odd and like she fills in a lot of gaps or maybe adds words or takes words out? Or is it just me? Just me? Could be. Again, nothing personal, but this behavior is absolutely absurd and over the top. And as a Caucasian woman myself, this is horrifying. There seems to be a heavy competition with certain creators that they have to say it first. They have to think it first. It has to come from them. I don't understand it, especially when a Black creator is giving you their time to go over a case that involves a Black Marine veteran. Something that we will never be able to understand their experience.
Totally agree with that.
Never, you nor I. And for all three of you to sit there and treat her with such disrespect. She wasn't coming at you guys in any sort of way besides from a Black woman's perspective. She just wanted to be heard. You guys didn't want to hear her. You didn't want to listen to her. You wanted to tell her what to think, what to feel, and what to say. And as soon as that wasn't going to happen, look what happened. These creators are speaking.
It's absolutely true. And again, it's because some inherent, I don't know. I don't want to be wrong. I don't want to be the bad person. If I agree with this, then that makes me a bad person. And it doesn't. It actually makes you a better person to be able to come back from seeing where where you might have thought something wrong or incorrectly. It just, you're critically thinking about what another person. Actually, this is a great definition of what woke is. If you can empathize with somebody and step back from your ledge just for a second and realize that you do have privilege as a white person in this world, that a Black person does not get to enjoy the same freedoms. They do not have the same freedoms that we do. It's just the truth.
And representing a Black family, a Black Marine veterans family. Granted, there's more to that story, but that is a big piece of this that needs to be taken into account. When you're a white woman speaking on behalf of Black women, do you even know how she feels about this topic? Have you asked her how she felt about this topic?
Nope, they did not, and they don't know.
I'd be interested to know if you did and what her response was. Because the way
It seems like they didn't.
you're treating other Black women when they try to talk about a Black woman's son is completely ridiculous. So I'd love to see how you treated the mom. Molly, why are you trying to control this narrative around this case? I don't understand. The one thing I took away from this is usually they say, just watch people's behaviors. They'll tell you who they are. The way you degraded her over her voicing concern of police involvement because of her skin color, and you said that you have the same, I can't even understand where you would think that was acceptable. Especially while trying to be the advocate and the voice of a Black family fighting for.
Not only that, but she wasn't telling the truth. She said I was doing a mind trick when I was trying to tell you that I am worried about the way I am when I'm walking around in my white skin. I'm afraid. I'm fearful just for being in my white skin. She said it was a mind trick. She didn't really even mean that. So, oh God, it was horrible. It was really horrible.
justice for their son. And if Letitia has not put you in your place for speaking to Black women like this, that says a lot about her character also. I was so with you, Elle, on trying to shut down this conversation for Molly before. However, you showed a completely different side of yourself in this clip, and I was left speechless. I still don't understand why you have lost sight of what justice for Marvon is. You were the one I had hope for, and it's becoming an epic disappointment. And Justin, I'm not even going to talk about, my feelings there. As a man disrespecting women when you're trying to be the spokesperson for a female fighting for justice, not a good look either. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. And trust me when I say this is just a tiny, tiny little piece of this puzzle. There is a lot more. But the control of the narrative needs to be understood before we proceed. So now that there's a few more pieces in play, we have one more introduction of some information that will put more of the...
So, yeah, that I don't often agree with her, but this one, I totally, this was spot on. And like I said, I've seen other incidences, before, and even on some of the lives here recently, there's been just teetering on the edge with a little bit of dog whistling and stuff going on. And, I'm not gonna, I'm trying to be fair about my perspective on things, but, this kind of sort of because I never understood why Becky was going at LB hard like she was, but this probably is a good representation of what happened. I still don't know what I think about everything else. I've been watching Veda's videos and talking to her and stuff, and I see the receipts she has, and honestly, haven't seen any receipts that Becky has for any of the things that she says that are going on. But this video right here, this one was good, and this one was accurate, at least in my opinion. And who am I? I'm nobody. So anyway, that's my live for today. Thanks for being here. If you wouldn't mind liking and sharing, I totally would love that. And again, everything was all my opinion. And if you have a different opinion, that's okay with me. I hope you guys have a great Monday. Take care, okay? Peace out.